So, anybody that was playing Magic when Ikoria released, do you remember those few seconds when people thought Gyruda needed to be banned? Remember when this was the companion people were freaking out about? They're like, this card's so unfair. Brr. It's really funny. Anywho, so Gyruda, Gigan the Cyberclaw Terror, when it comes into play, each player mills 4 cards, and then you get to put a creature with an even converted mana cost from the milled cards into play. So its companion restriction here is you can only have even costed cards in your deck. We gained Lotus Cobra, which is an incredible addition to the format in terms of these ramp style decks. So we have Cobra, Florahedron, and Wolfwillow Haven all as ramp tools here. We've got Vastwood Surge and Migration Path as ways to ramp up into these things here. And then we've got lots of great even costed things to floop into. We've got both Titan Apes and Massacre Wurms to get people with. Now, one thing that's a little awkward in this deck that took me a second to realize, probably the biggest downside to playing Gigan right now is the fact, or Gigan as a companion especially, is the fact that we don't get to play a bunch of the spell lands in this deck. So I honestly wouldn't be super surprised if, especially with the companion deck nerf, if something like this feels okay, if it's not optimal to just forego Gigan as a companion so you can play I'm blanking out what the card is. The green mythic one, the green bolt land is like really good. And there's a very real chance that that card is worth Symbiosis. Did I spell it right? Oh, I had the companion restriction on. I did remember its name. It just turns it off. Yeah, Turn Timber Symbiosis is super powerful. And I think that there's a chance that giving this up to have the companion slot might be wrong, because cards like this generate card advantage in your deck in a way similar to how having that companion is. Yeah, let's fix this stupid arena split. Arena imported 3-1 on my temples and 3-1 on my Fabled Passages here. But yeah, let's go ahead and dive into some games. That's definitely something I'm going to want to think about. How often is Gigan being relevant versus how often would we rather just be playing fewer lands and having more spells that way? Yeah, you also gain access to, if you give up this as your companion, you could play a few odd costed cards, which would be fine. So things to think about as we play. Yeah, this looks fine. We got Scoos on 2. We got Vastwood Surge on 4, hopefully. I thought the limit was 4. So, if you have a play set of every rare in a set, it will then give you, I think I'm bottoming that, right? Because I already have Wolfwillow Haven into Surge. It will then give you those. So I have all the other rares in M21. So it started giving me temples that I already have. Yeah, both Massacre Wurm and Kogla are fantastic. Good quality pieces of top end. So there's no duplicate protection. There's only to a degree. Yeah, the economy in Magic Arena is not particularly forgiving. So this is going to come into play, and they're going to make 2 more mana. Man, am I glad. Gosh, Historic's going to be silly with this card, huh? Alright, so my kingdom for a Massacre Wurm next turn, huh? Yeah, I am kind of surprised that this card is a thing as well. Alright, that's a Gargoth. So we need to high roll a little bit on the Gyruda here, but we could be okay. That was not the high roll we wanted for Christmas yet. We did at least get Mire Triton here, which Mire Triton is able to trade with the Gargoth next turn. Well, I guess this could trade with it too. This is probably better since I have another Gigan hiding over here. We have 3, 6, 7, 8. Wait, 3, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so we're still 2 turns off of getting this and playing at the same time. Easy trade here on the Gigan. Oh, that's a good thought. If I would have taken the Lotus Cobra instead of the Mire Triton, I could have Giganed again. I didn't think about that. Huh. My Scavenging Ooze gets to be huge, though, right? I guess it's only a 6/6. Only. Probably. Just do this. Because again, we're going to want to dig for Massacre Wurm. Is our way to clean this board up. Just going to pass and plan to eat 3 things with Scoos, I think. This can block here. It'll still trample for 5, but we'll at least take this off the table. The Scuts are swarming, chat. So this card copies itself if they have 6 or more lands, which they definitely do. Yeah, Massacre Wurm will, like, actually just be lethal, right? And we get 5 looks at it. We get a draw step plus 4 looks with Gigan. Ready to gamble? I am playing Magic the Gathering. Yeah, I'll wait on the last one here, just in case, they have something that impacts their graveyard. Use my last mana here. Alright, so now the question is, can I survive combat this turn so I can just Fiend Artisan for the Massacre Wurm guaranteed next turn instead of trying to high roll, go for the sure thing. So if we block this, I have how many more creatures in my bin? I have 1, 2, 3, so I'm at a virtual 10. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I could definitely survive, right? I don't think I'm supposed to gamble. Pretty sure I'm supposed to just, like, do this. Do this. Do this. And then pass. Yeah, so I have the mana to Gigan and Fiend Artisan, but if this card misses, yeah, we had Day 9 hosted us. So like now we just survive combat with Fiend Art. So long as Fiend Artisan and we untap with Fiend Artisan and Scavenging Ooze, we literally just get to guaranteed kill them, right? Because Massacre Wurm's gonna eat their board and them. Yeah, this card really like this card's gonna melt some cell phones when Arena comes to mobile chat. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then I'm gonna gain 2, right? So this is fine. Oh, I guess one of these was a free block, so this is gonna stay at 2/2, right? That's fine. Go grab the old format staple Massacre Wurm out of the deck. Just like we drew it up. Triggers. Nom, 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 nom. So probably an Extinction Event matchup. This card's actually, like, really funny in our deck, huh? Because, like, odds is always one-sided. Seeing Scut Swarm, I now understand why Worm was printed. Yeah, this card is just, like, sweet in general. I feel like this card was fine against Field of the Dead in Historic 2. I was a little sad they killed that one. Just doing my part, Blightning. Just doing my part. Heartless Act, and maybe even Eat to Extinction are fine here. Keeping their extra large things off the table seems important. Armored Killer. Do we expect them to have artifacts or enchantments? They could have the 2/4 Dryad. They were mostly 2 colors though, so like there's a chance they're not playing that. We did see Cleave, but like this card's also like not stellar against Cleave. Like you have to take a hit from Cleave. Okay, I think I want to get rid of that one. This creature mutates, return target permanent from your graveyard to your hand. That's cute. Reading some of my cards for the first time, sorry. I don't need 4 Scoos. Like one's fine. Or 3 are fine. Like, I don't like this isn't a card we have to see here. Yeah, definitely. When this card was originally in standard, there were a ton of great 6-drop bombs that like definitely shown a little bit brighter than it. Yeah, this is super reasonable, right? It's got the old Tangle Florahedron. Has some lands. Slide that over to the left there. Just have the old turn 4 Gigan rolled up here again, which is great. Give him the claw. I suppose I need to draw an untapped land here to play Basswood Surge, but even if I miss on that, I can play Tangled as Mana Dork. Opponent getting their ramp on here with the fast Lotus Cobra start again. This card, I guess it fights our Scavenging Ooze and shrinks this, but this card doesn't impact Gigan, which is great. I am running hot so far tonight in terms of staying connected to the server. Hashtag sometimes lucky. I'm gonna keep that land there. If they kill this, I guess if they kill this, I have Vastwood Surge. Maybe that is the bottom. Does qualify as Hoogle After Dark? It does. Hoogle After Dark is a normal part of the stream routine now. 7 to 10 p.m. every evening. Do I take the World Sculptor? Like I have a Fabled, I have 2 basics, right? And I have a Fabled Passage in my hand. And I have a Vastwood Surge. I don't know if this is the right play, but it's definitely the fun play. It's definitely the sweet play. Yeah, opponent trying to figure out what's wrong with their lantern. Alright, if they cleave their Gargoth here, we could get into trouble. They showed us Embercleave last game. I'm gonna put Gigan in front of it, but if they got it, they got it. You know what? Glass half full wasn't a cleave. Gonna call that a success. Yes, I could make 1 plant extra large. Well, now I just Gigan again, right? And I'm definitely playing this, but I think I'd rather Gigan than Vastwood Surge. See what we roll up here. I'll wait to play my land in case we low roll and find like They must not realize what this does. They must not realize it's only cards that you're currently flipping. I think I just take Titan Ape and trade with the Gargoth here. Hold this back for now. Feel like we're far enough ahead that I just want to play a little bit conservative here. Try not to get blown out by anything. Two, 3 creatures in their bin. 4, 5, 6, 7. I could sit on this for a turn. Because if I peel a land, we get to kick it. If we kick it, it puts 2 counters on each creature we control. Doesn't seem terrible. The bot, unfortunately, does not have the new cards in it yet. The Stream Decker overlay should have the cards in our deck, though. And if you're on PC, you should be able to mouse over things. Is fetching Massacre Wurm likely lethal here? If it's not lethal, it forces them into terrible blocks at the very least, right? So, if I attack with these, and they chump block this, they're taking 11, 13 down to 3. And then if they peel cleave, they're attacking me for 14. I throw 7 in front of it. I don't die. So I think I attack. Even there, their best case scenario we live through. World Sculptor has excellent synergy with our cards. You're not wrong. Oh, you know what? If they have Ram Through and Cleave, we die, right? Oh no! Oh no! My heart went a little pitter-patter there for a second. I forgot about Ram Through, chat. We were calculating worst case scenarios. We didn't think worst enough. Okay, so you're done on the backswing? Ram through would have got us good. All right, it's a good start. I'm honestly surprised how many opposing ramp decks we've seen that aren't playing Uro. Maybe the mana's bad enough that's gonna keep him down. Hopefully, fingers crossed. So we did run into someone playing Temur Uro earlier today that had Terror of the Peaks with Uro. That was very scary. Further people have been asking about client stability, by the way. We're no longer having to restart after each match. So if you had trouble with Arena earlier today and you haven't tried recently, maybe try loading your client up if you still have time to play. Easy mulligan here with only one land and no acceleration on 2. I think we basically always want to accelerate on 2. This hand's great. Bottom a redundant Wolfwillow Haven. So this hand is kind of gross. We get to go Lotus Cobra on 2. Third land, Wolfwillow Haven, put Gigan into our hand on 3, cast our Gigan Companion on 4. I can also play Wolfwillow Haven this turn, right? If I play Haven, yeah, that's better. So they can't kill this one. So we get to do this. So we get to cast our Gigan Companion on turn 4 with this draw. That's kind of disgusting. That's true, Gengar. There could be fewer Uro piles early on because it's very mythic intensive. It's no double LED, but we'll take it. It's appropriate standard. Maybe appropriately standard power level. Opponent gonna get 4 mana off of a tapped Fabled Passage here. Speaking of Lotus Cobra doing silly things. Alright, is this the Uro deck we were talking about no one having been playing yet? Good lord. Alright, so I thought our third turn was good. It turns out we shouldn't have been bragging, chat. Put it on the hold my beer strategy here. They didn't make green mana. Did they misclick? I don't know if they misclicked or they just didn't have anything. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we'll do this. And then we're hoping to hit a Massacre Wurm here. Gosh, should there be more Massacre Wurms in my deck, chat? Kinda feel like there should be more Massacre Wurms in my deck. It's like, there's 2 Massacre Wurms and 2 Titan Apes, and I feel like I want to get to 3 or 4 of this card. I keep asking myself, can we hit Massacre Wurm? Yes, especially with like all the ramp this deck has, like it's pretty good to just cast too. Yeah, pretty sure I want 4 Massacre Wurms. Our opponent's playing ramp. Do I want Agonizing Remorse? I probably want Agonizing Remorse, huh? Ultra Mire Triton, they probably don't have anything worth enchantments and stuff worth getting rid of. We'll bring in Eat to Extinction and Extinction Event to get rid of their Uros, I think. Yeah, we'll get rid of like some of the cheeky one-ofs in here and just like go in on the Massacre Wurm. Sounds like a reasonable plan. Bo the King, thank you for the 2 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Kind of feel like I want 4 Wolfwillow Haven too. Card seems real good. Trim around the edges for the last 2. Yeah, it's fine. Perfect. So we'll have the same start we did last game, which is great. Yeah, maybe we could go down Scoos. I think relegating the 4th Scoos to the sideboard to fit more Worms in could also be reasonable. Could definitely see that. I feel like I want more 2-mana ramp spells because the games, I feel like I basically always want double 2-mana ramp. I might trim 2 of the 4-mana ramp spells. That card dies to Massacre Wurm, right, Gilger? Or am I thinking of something else? That card makes 2/2s that you're talking about, correct? I can put 1/1 counters instead of making 2/2s. Okay. Well, we drew a second gig in. This screams counterspell, right? This scream counterspell to anybody else? How do I feel about just playing Scavenging Ooze here? I'm kind of into it. I feel like I want to play Giggin around, I feel like I would like to play Giggin around Mystic Dispute. Like I have the mana to play around a soft counter next turn, which sounds appealing. Disdainful Stroke's not legal anymore, right? That one was a Rotato. Florahedron is phenomenal because It gets rid of the biggest downside of mana dorks, which is those games where like you miss your land drop and then have to pay mana to like play a ramp card basically. And you'd much rather just like play a tapped land instead. Yep. We mentioned we hadn't been Ugin'd yet. So he had to show up, I guess. Blue-Black Rogues was really sweet this morning. We didn't get to play a ton of games because of some of the client issues, but we're definitely going to get back to it. Okay, this going to 5 means it can't take Gigan or our 6 drops. Oh no, I can't play Gigan or our 6 drops. Okay, brutal. Alright, so Ugin will be on our mind, and I should play to try and race that. It was not something I was thinking about. Do I want Kitesail Freebooter? Maybe I want Kitesail Freebooter. Just max ways to disrupt that. Yeah, let's go up to 7 discard spells here. Yeah, Ugin makes Wolfwillow a lot less good. Big agree. Yeah, his hand's really good again, right? Hey, Coons, thank you for the very generous tier 3. Even though I miss them, I like the late night streams being back. Thanks. Yeah, the split schedules felt good so far. Obviously, it came about as a necessity with the remote learning stuff for the kids, but I've been enjoying it. Yeah, that's actually a real thought. So there's 2 copies of Field of Rune in this mana base. Those Field of Rune could very, very easily be, they could very easily be copies of, whatever that card's called. The creature land. I think I'm just gonna go land into Vastwood Surge here. Just don't let them know. Because, like, I could do this and pick this up again, but that, like, lets them know that I'm going to have Gigan next turn. This way they don't. Well, my read on Mystic Dispute last game was accurate, at least. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I can get this and play it next turn. Hey, what's going on, Worky? Yeah, we had an awesome host from day 9. So decided to do one more deck this evening before I call it a day. This will be my last one tonight. We're going to play for probably another hour or so because I do want to wake up tomorrow and do my 8:30 a.m. slot still. So I don't want to stay up too late and then be too tired to do that in the morning. If you're new and enjoying the content, make sure you tap that follow button. I'm here 7 days a week, 5 days a week in the evenings. Find my schedule up on my website. Play pretty much all constructed for Magic stuff here, standard and historic. We'll be focusing a little bit more on standard since the new set just dropped. But we'll get back into doing some historic in the mix next week. This deck and a lot of the decks that I play on this stream are viewer submissions. So if you have a sweet deck you'd like to see played on stream at some point in the future, you can submit that on my website as well. How has New Standard been? I have enjoyed the games that we have played so far. think I just hold on to this for now, right? And just like, there's really no reason not to just do this one. Well, poop. So a land lets them Ugin this turn. Like, didn't even get like a Kitesail Freebooter or anything there. This is where the magic happens, chat. All right, tapped land does not an Ugin make. Wait, this card cantrips? Why is there so much text on this card, chat? Like the little fart noise there from the ooze. Might be wrong to do this instead of eat to extinctioning the Omnath. Trying to high roll for Scavenging Ooze to eat their Uro has a lot of upside though here. Howdy Illusions, thanks for 11 months. It's been alright. I've been impressed with how consistently we've cast our one out of the companion slot. I was a little worried 9 mana was going to be unwieldy, but it really hasn't been a big deal. The good news is, if they want to Ugin, exile, Giggin, they have to get rid of their Omnath too. And then we have Eat to Extinction to get rid of their Ugin. Well, poop. Survey says... I like the crab board a lot too. Okay. So they put one in their hand there. The question is it another Genesis? There's only like 20 spells in their deck. Okay. I think they might be making mana to cast another Genesis Wave. Whatever that card's called. Yeah, I think the opponent's archetype is likely in contention for early best Uro deck in the format. It's doing something very linear and pretty objectively powerful. So, and again, for people that aren't familiar with the way Magic's priority system works, at no point is there Uro in the graveyard where they don't have priority for me to be able to eat their Uro with Scavenging Ooze here. So at no point do I have priority to do this before they can recast it. And once they cast the Uro, it's from the graveyard back on the stack, and you could no longer exile it with Skews. So I think we're pretty done here. Okay, so what are we doing here? I think I want another Wolfwillow Haven. I think I want like the full boat of Massacre Wurms. Think this cheeky Boneyard Lurker is just that cheeky. Think these 4 mana ramp spells are kind of whatever. Have a good one, Beansy. Catch you on the morning. I don't really think I have any other changes. Are there any cards we can play in here to help us against what that opponent is doing? Well, we're going to try the creature lands, right? What's that? What's that called? Crawling Barrens. Like that idea. I've realized I like watching you play Arena more than playing it myself. Thanks for the 19 months, Pathfinder. I appreciate it. Welcome back. Always welcome to hang out here. Maybe try it without the companion. No, I've actually really liked the companion. With the Lotus Cobras and our double ramp draws especially, I've actually been pretty impressed with how consistently we cast the companion out of the slot. I'm happy with that for now. We can think on things we might want to try while we play another match. So I used to work. I've done tech support at multiple points over my life and various careers. So I spent a lot of time turning Arena off and turning it back on, and eventually it worked. You've also had a lot of experience restarting the client from all the memory leaks. Ain't that the truth? That's fine. Have to fetch Swamp on one. The old 5th Fabled Passage. Confounding Conundrum. Yeah, it's technically a card, I suppose. Yeah, I don't think it can really splash meaningfully, though. I should technically wait to fetch this. We've given up information, but Gyruda already kind of gives that info, so I'm just going to get my auto pass value in. Don't censor me. Have a heart. Well, wish granted, I think. Not quite Spell Pierce. Technically did not censor me. Yep. Ooh. Opponent's feeling a little roguish, chat. Evening, Mr. Ride. I don't know if this blue-black deck can ever be competitive. It just seems like a rogue archetype. You better believe I'm making jokes in that vein on stream on Saturday. Best believe those jokes shall be made. PSA that Armored Killer has reach. He does. He does. How was Blue-Black Rogues? It performed much better than I was expecting it to this morning. We also only played like half a dozen matches though. It did have a 100% win rate against Uro, that's true. We are down to 34 cards in our deck after this attack. We did not, Logan. We just played a bunch of evasive threats. Yeah, this isn't like the Legacy Gyruda decks of old Wargy. Just a straight value deck. Just playing this to put a bunch of power into play. Read. They are missing their second blue source though, at least. Oh, I should have put Gigan in my hand. That was a mistake. And three spare mana. I'm gonna do this now before they mill us off of basics. Evening Panda. Yeah, we had an awesome host from day 9, so decided to do one more deck to ride out the high. And a bunch of wonderful folks stick around. Untapped land tier is actually kind of what we're looking for. Oh, actually, I could do this, and then I can mutate the other one for the keywords. I should have done that the previous turn. That was a mistake. I shouldn't have attacked with Gigan. I should have played it and mutated the other one. It was definitely the line. If this works, the game's probably over. Because the rogues are just getting tiny enough. I'm going to wait one more turn to attack here. I want to get Scavenging Ooze down and gain a bunch of life before we do that. Them getting Thieves Guild Enforcer into play means I get to Massacre Wurm them next turn. Yeah. Although I guess they're probably going to attack with these, huh? Well, so we're not going to be able to trim our yard to the point of... We can't trim our yard to the point of getting rid of their bonus, but we can gain a ton of life, right? This isn't Drown in the Lock? Wow, that just happened. Anti-Cognition. They bottom 2. It's pretty sweet. Comes a hard counter and scries 2. Wow, they draw a removal spell? They did not. Whew. Ooh. I found a piece of candy. He is a biggin' shit. I start attacking them now, right? Do I? So Scooze puts me to 10. They have 9. No, I don't think I can. It's a better rate than Galta. It is. Galta tramples, though. Have to attack because you're close to getting milled. Well, that's not really true, right? Like, they only milled 2 a turn with this. I'm gonna have them under a double abyss here very soon. If anything, attacking kind of mills us sooner because it gives them a free roll to attack. Yeah, I don't think we can attack with our blocker at the moment. Yeah, it's just a Gyruda mid-range deck. I rolled my Titan Apes in here. All my worms are in here. There appears to still be a Titan Ape in my deck. So I can gain 1, 2, 3, 4 this turn. Why is scrying nice? I guess it can kind of give me information on what I could get with this. We're just attacking with these. And then we're technically not dead on the backswing because of Scavenging Ooze. Yeah, if we had one of the mutators for Fiend Artisan, that'd be pretty good. Okay, so they're going to 3. They get to draw a card with the Wind Robber here, and then we're hoping they just don't have another Flash Dork to kill us. We've not, Panda. So, Wind Robber gets a sack to draw a card here, which was very good earlier today. This is smart. This gives them an extra draw here. It's kind of awkward that I have, It's weird to me how Magic players just can't fathom that, like, decks just, like, want to play cards in a fair game of Magic. Like, has it really been that long since, like, fair Magic was competitive? The number of people are just, like, determined that there has to be a combo in this deck. Ah, we would have hit the Titan Ape. Opponent's got a lot of lethal draws here. Gonna come down to the wire. Oh, you know what? I should have played that pre-combat so that way they couldn't draw a counterspell off the other thing. That's a close game. Mire Triton doesn't seem very good. Extra ramp spell seems mediocre. Is this a Kitesail Freebooter matchup? It trades with the 3/1 Brazen Borrower, and it trades with the draw card. My friend and I were playing a match in Arena. He then got kicked out and is currently what seems like an Arena programmer screen. Is that real? I mean, I guess that's an Arena name up there, right? That's insane if that's real. I had that happen earlier today too. How does that even make it into production? How does that even make it into production? Like that. Good lord. Create chat rooms. Start replay. I wonder, like, is there going to be a replay feature at some point? maybe that's like a surprise sneak feature. Hey, ramp spell on 2 is great. I love that they have an internal golf icon for mulligans. Oh, I missed that. That's great. That's hilarious. All right, counter me, daddy. Stack the deck is one of the boxes. That's probably super useful for testing, so you can recreate specific board states on demand. Oh gosh, the Shuffler Truthers, knowing that that's a box though. Oh no! They have the ability to stack specific decks, chat. Oh no! Oh no! The Shuffler Truthers have been right the whole time. Magic Arena's out to get you specifically, chat. The truth is out there, sheeple. Wake up. The Shuffler's as rigged as the earth is flat. They're coming for you. Don't you forget it. Obviously, the function of the stack deck button is to make sure bad brews flood out and die against established decks. I tweeted the picture for people that missed it and that want to see. That's true. The same quality that gets that into a production build is not that dissimilar to looking for sex with strangers in Clarksville on the Mythic Invitational stream. Similar energy. I wish someone would enable Congress. It's been disabled for decades. At least the last 10 or so. Excuse me? Alright, well now... Are we dead? Feel dead. I guess I could do this and kill the Trickster at least. I'm sure everyone is looking for sex with strangers. I'm not sure if you're aware, but there's a pandemic going on right now. So I would caution against most sex with strangers habits under the current conditions. It's okay, we both wear masks. Alright, the rogue deck beat us up. Believe it or not, the tempo deck full of counter spells beat up my 4 and 6 mana spell deck. Hoagland After Dark is a different energy than Hoagland in the Morning. I'm told that. Alright, looks good. Some lands, got 2 mana ramp spell. Let's do it. You honestly seem more relaxed. My energy is a little bit lower, which probably makes me feel like a more normal human being, which probably isn't strictly a bad thing. I am more tired. I'm peppier in the morning. How's the red-black party list? It felt kind of awkward. There were some good cards in it, but the list as a whole felt kind of underwhelming. This isn't nighttime, Jeff. This is post-War of the Spark, Jeff. That's true. Today is the first time in a long while where playing Magic hasn't felt like it was sucking the life out of me, so that definitely is a little bit part of it as well. Neoform Seagate for Historic. Yes, I had that submitted today. We're going to get back. We have a bunch of Historic decks with the new set in the queue. We're going to start back up with Historic stuff on Sunday. So my schedule next week will be a mix of Standard and Historic for my Arena segments. The arena, it's definitely a dev mode. Like, that type of screen there, like how it looks is you don't need design if it's a dev screen. And like, those are all features that would be useful at debugging things and producing specific game states. It's just like, it really makes me wonder, like, what's going on behind the scenes that, like, that made it into a production build. Like, something very, like that explains how rushed everything must be, right? And, like, why we had issues today. Like, they're almost certainly understaffed. Lot of sympathy for the people that are working on doing the actual arena work, because I'm sure they just aren't being given enough resources by management or whatever levels are above them. Jonathizzle3 with that brand new Prime support. Early appreciate you shipping your Bezo bucks this way this month and keeping me employed. Welcome to Oglandia. Thanks for keeping me around. And this is the other thing too, right? Like, it's tough to say how good or bad the current format is until things get optimized a little bit more. And, like, we played a lot of interesting games so far today, but, like, every time we've played against this archetype, the games have not been close and we've gotten our stuff pushed in, it feels like. Believe it or not, the blue-green based ramp deck feels like it might be a cut above. That dev screen popped up during Jim Davis' stream last night. A take as hot as the Freljord. Oh. What turn is this? I haven't missed a land drop. This is my opponent's 4th turn. This was their turn 4. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 lands in play. Above it, you'd think, but that's happened to us several times tonight so far. So, what's going on, Jace? Almost getting ready to call tonight. Tail end of this one. I'm really surprised we made it to rotation and they didn't ban Aura. Any standouts? Yeah, the opponent's archetype seems very good. Our deck seems maybe okay. Their deck seems busted. Lotus Cobra. Lotus Cobra was an ambitious card to print into Standard after the last year that we've had. Missed the end of Red White. Red White felt fine. Not amazing, but fine. I guess we'll take the thing that's not like the others here. I should have. Oh, I can't attack this turn. They almost reprinted Birds of Paradise too, right? Yeah, they were pushing for that. Oh, just a second Lotus Cobra, so you can like play your Genesis Ultimatum on turn 4. Okay, it's very nice. Palms are sweaty, knees weak, arms are heavy. There's vomit on his sweater already, but he keeps on forgetting what he wrote down. The whole crowd roars so loud. If I draw a Lotus Cobra of my own, I think I can Massacre Wurm them. Doesn't matter, didn't draw one. They have a plains, so maybe they can't do this turn. 3, 4, 5, 6. There's a chance they can't ultimatum this turn, and if they don't ultimatum this turn, I get to worm their board and then probably win. Yeah, being able to interact with Cobra seems like it's gonna be a pretty big deal. It's a good draw. Massacre Wurm, again, just looking excellent. Yeah, maybe we just need more cheap spot removal. Could see that. I feel like I'm obligated to keep double Cobra Fabled Passage. So we'll go second Cobra, Forest, put Gigan in our hand. Blood Chief's Thirst is real good. That's the Doomblade spell, right? That's a very good draw, chat. Alright, please only have one payoff. Please only have one payoff. Please only have one payoff. Nailed it. Zerban popping up everywhere, being obnoxious. He's been obnoxious when he's popped up, but he hasn't been everywhere. Alright, so do we Gigan next turn, or do we Kogla? I feel like I'm supposed to Gigan and try and find a worm. I have enough mana to Gigan, right? This is 5. So this is 5 mana alone. Why can I not click on my Fabled Passage? Alright. So, the problem with playing Gigan this turn is that it could fill their graveyard for Uro. I kind of feel like I'm just supposed to Rada, or kill Rada. Although I guess they get a lot of looks, but if they fetch with these... If we whip, it could be bad, and we can propel them into Uro. I think we just play Titan Ape and eat their Hernikeld. But Gigan in hand, though. It mostly doesn't matter, because cracking this fetch makes 2 freebies. So you catch us right at the end, Crazy Duck. Okay. So we're hoping to find Massacre Wurm or Scavenging Ooze here. Well, I guess I don't have enough mana to Scavenging Ooze this turn activate. Just looking for Worm to push damage then. Guess we just gave them food for their Uro, which isn't a good look. I guess I can play Titan Ape next turn and fight their Uro. Oh, this destroys the Dryad. That's hilarious. I guess I can play Kogla next turn, fight the Uro, and then eat it again. That hurts their colors of mana, because that's their fixing. Yeah, Kogla's a sweet design. Like him a lot. I like him a lot. Well, they're not making red mana, so they didn't find an ultimatum, so that's good. Why fight Uro when Kogla kills him? Uro's not an enchantment yet. Is that a countdown till Uro rotating? Yes. If you go to bit.ly/escape Uro, you'll get the countdown until we escape Uro, chat. Can we shave a 5 off that 51? Here's hoping. So we'll keep the new Kogla. New Kogla will trade with Uro. Scooz will eat both Uros. Yeah, I think we're ahead. Opponent bricked off on a key turn after we had a discard spell. So there's 2 more creatures in their bin. There's 3 more creatures in ours. So this is big enough to attack through these. Yeah. And they don't have the colors of mana to peel ultimatum and still win. Alright. Get to end on a high note. I'm into it. So, could never beat Ultimatum or Ugin, but felt okay when we pressured them underneath that. Thoughts on what we have going on here. I like Dark Core a lot. I started at the beginning of the set. I talked about, I wanted to think about how relevant was it that Gigan Gyruda was our companion, and I'm confident after playing that set that I definitely don't want to play this deck without the companion. I think I was with Lotus Cobra and our various acceleration. This card was super, super useful as a companion, and I think the deck was reasonable with it. Thoughts on other things. I feel like I want some cheap removal to be able to interact with Lotus Cobra. Maybe another Heartless Act. Maybe I'm just supposed to bring in Feed the Swarm against the Lotus Cobra decks. The 7 discard spells felt good in that matchup. Like, you basically just don't beat them, resolving things like Genesis Ultimatum or Ugin. So having ways to take those out of their hand felt pretty important. It could be right to even go up to 8 of those. Massacre Wurm was a house. Really glad we ended on 4 of that card. Kogla was super reasonable, but it's legendary, so I don't think you want more than 2 in the main deck. Also, getting more top end than like these 9 plus this is probably not necessary in a lot, so. All right, at any rate, if you're someone that hung out from day 9 so you hadn't been around before, I really appreciate that. Thanks for dropping by. I'm going to be streaming a ton of standard content here and Magic Arena content here over the next few days. If you yet check out my website, jeffhoagland.com, absolutely everything I stream gets archived up here. This is a YouTube playlist with all of the standard stuff that I stream. Each day, I'll play probably 2, 3, 4, 5 decks. I'll tag a favorite deck each day up here. So we'll get a favorite Magic deck tagged here today after I get everything else uploaded. If you're interested in watching or playing in some tournament Magic, this Saturday is our next Hoaglandia Open being sponsored by CoolStuffInc.com. You need to be subscribed to my channel, and then there's a $6 entry fee up here. Everybody who wins at least 4 matches in this double elimination tournament will get Cool Stuff Inc. store credit, in addition to some door prizes being given out. We have 32 players signed up already. I imagine we'll have somewhere between like 64 and 100 players for Saturday. And we'll be doing full coverage all day here, and our coverage is very professional looking. We've got wonderful cameras with our commentators and both players' hands, and we show both players' screens while they're sideboarding, so we try and do the best with what we've got without Arena having a spectator mode. So thanks everybody for hanging out. I'll be back again tomorrow morning as well as tomorrow night. My schedule is up here on my website as well. So I do a few hours every morning and a few hours every evening on my normal streams, and then obviously Saturday will be a little bit different because of the Open. Peace, folks. Catch you. Stay safe out there.